Okay, real talk for a second. Don't we all just kind of secretly love a good train wreck?
Yeah, yeah.
And 90 Day Fiancé, I mean, come on, that show is like a factory for relationship disasters
Hmm.
with a side of, you know, like awkward family dinners and a visa drama to make your head spin.
Well, it is quite a fascinating study in human behavior, isn't it? I mean, it's amazing the way we get so invested in these
Yeah.
people, these relationships, like their struggles are somehow more profound because they're happening on our screens, you know?
Totally. It's like, that feeling when you're driving by a car accident and you just can't look away?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But
Right.
here's the thing. While we're all like judging their questionable life choices, from the comfort of our couches, these 90 Day stars, they're busy building their own, well, little empires, let's say. So today we are going deep, deep into the financial reality behind this reality TV phenomenon. And, well, let me tell you the truth. Might just surprise you.
Indeed. There's a whole world, a whole financial ecosystem, really, that's
Right.
kind of lurking beneath the surface of all those tearful airport goodbyes and those explosive arguments, about prenups. It's a side of reality TV that rarely gets the attention it deserves.
Okay, so let's start with the basics here. We all just assume these people are like rolling in dough just for appearing on the show.
Sure.
Private jets, champagne wishes, and caviar dreams.
Oh, honey, you would be so, so disappointed. According to some sources, the American cast members on 90 Day Fiancé earn a surprisingly modest amount, somewhere between like $1,000 to $1,500 per episode.
Hold up. Serious. That's like less than my monthly cheese and charcuterie budget.
And it gets even more interesting. The international fiancés, they don't see a dime
Yeah.
until they, actually manage to snag that work permit in the U.S.
So they're literally doing it for love. Or maybe a green card.
Mm.
And the chance to swap that goat farm for a like glamorous career as an Instagram influencer.
Well, the motivations are likely a very complex tapestry, you would say, of dreams, desires, and perhaps a healthy dose of delusion. But the financial reality is far from the glitz and glamour we often associate with reality TV stardom. However, once the cameras stop rolling and the final rose has been, handed out, things change drastically. That's when the real money-making opportunities come knocking.
So the show is just a like stepping stone to bigger and better scams. I mean, business ventures.
Precisely. See, being on a wildly popular show like 90 Day Fiancé, it instantly transforms these everyday people into, well, influencers. And that, my friend, is where the real game begins.
Okay, so spill the tea. How do they go from like sobbing over a lost suitcase to shilling questionable diet gummies on Instagram?
Well, social media, that's the name of the game, my dear. Instagram in particular becomes a veritable gold mine. We're talking sponsored posts, brand deals, the whole 9 yards, depending on their follower count and engagement. These stars can command anywhere from like $1,000 to $10,000 per post.
Hold on, $10,000 for posting a picture of themselves awkwardly holding a like teeth whitener. Maybe I should ditch this podcasting gig and start manufacturing questionable beauty products.
It's a lucrative business, there's no doubt about that. And it's not just Instagram. Remember Cameo?
Oh, you mean that website where you can like pay to have a D-list celebrity, or in this case, a reality TV personality, wish you happy birthday? In a slightly stilted and overly enthusiastic video message.
Exactly. Some 90 Day Fiancé cast members charge upwards of like $100 for a personalized message, and people are actually paying for it. Imagine like shelling out a Benjamin to have Angela scream "Happy birthday" at you in her, iconic Southern drawl.
Honestly, I can think of worse ways to spend $100. It would certainly make for a memorable birthday party story.
But the entrepreneurial spirit, it doesn't end there. Some of these stars, they get even more, shall we say, creative with their money-making scheme.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears. Give me the good stuff.
Take Colt, for example. Remember him? He leaned into his, shall we say, unique brand of notoriety and started selling personalized autographed photos. Just in case you've always dreamt of having Colt's face gracing your refrigerator.
It's something. I can't decide if it's like brilliant or just utterly bizarre.
Perhaps a bit of both. And then there's the whole OnlyFans phenomenon. Stephanie Matto, who initially gained notoriety for selling jars of her farts, eventually pivoted to a slightly more, shall we say, adult-oriented platform.
Okay, that's a whole other level of hustle. I'm like both impressed and slightly disturbed.
It's a wild world out there. But let's not forget the dynamic duo, Darcy and Stacy, they've managed to parlay their love of plastic surgery and dramatic pronouncements into a full-fledged fashion line.
Fashion line might be a bit of a stretch, don't you think? It's more like a collection of like bedazzled leggings and crop tops with, questionable slogans.
Aesthetics aside, it's clearly a successful venture for them. They've reportedly amassed a seven-figure net worth thanks to their spin-off show, their clothing line, and various other side hustles.
7 figures. Okay, now I'm officially starting to question my life choices.
But here's the kicker. While we're all watching these shows, and let's be honest, often judging their choices, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
So basically, they're the ones playing us.
In a way, yes, they're capitalizing on our fascination with their lives, our need for drama, and let's face it, our tendency to, rubberneck at a good train wreck, and they're doing it brilliantly.
This is blowing my mind. I need a minute to process the fact that I might be financially supporting Colt's autographed photo empire.
Take your time. It's a lot to digest, but it does raise an interesting question, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
Does knowing the financial reality behind these shows, does it change how you view them? Does it impact your enjoyment? Or does it simply add another layer of intrigue to the whole spectacle?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe it makes it even more entertaining. Like watching them play the game while we're all glued to the screen, blissfully unaware.
Perhaps. It's certainly a fascinating dynamic, and one that speaks volumes about the power of reality TV, the allure of fame, and of course the ever-evolving landscape of influencer culture.
Well, one thing's for sure. I'll never look at a 90 Day Fiancé episode the same way again. I'll be too busy trying to calculate how much they earn from that strategically placed protein shake in the background.
Indeed. There's always more than meets the eye, especially in the world of reality TV.
Okay, but before we get too deep into the philosophical implications of all this, let's break down some specific examples, of how these 90 Day stars are cashing in.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we begin?
Well, we've talked about the basics, social media, Cameo, OnlyFans, but what about those who take it a step further, those who, build actual businesses off their 15 minutes of fame?
Ah, yes. There's some fascinating examples of that as well. Let's delve into those next. So let's talk about Lauren and Alexei. Do you remember them? The seemingly normal couple, very likable, the ones who almost made you believe in true love amidst all the, the chaos.
Lauren and Alexei, right. They were the poster children.
Yeah.
For a functional 90-day relationship. Wait, let me guess.
Yeah.
Their wholesomeness is actually a carefully crafted brand designed to, attract all those lucrative sponsorship deals.
You hit the nail on the head. They've essentially turned they've turned baby updates into a money-making machine. Every milestone, every, adorable photo of their kids, it's all very meticulously curated content for their social media channels, which in turn attracts a very steady stream of sponsors and brand deals. They're living the influencer dream, one sponsored diaper change at a time.
So basically, they're getting paid in baby formula and onesies. Talk about a modern-day fairy tale.
And it's not just them. Countless 90-day alumni have built entire empires off their fleeting moments of reality TV fame. They write books, launch podcasts, design merchandise, you name it. I mean, they've probably slapped their face on it and figured out a way to, to monetize it.
Okay. So we've got the social media mavens,
yeah,
the cameo queens, and the entrepreneurial spirits. But some of these folks, they actually become, wait for it, millionaires.
It's true. Darcy and Stacy, despite their, shall we say, eccentric fashion choices, have reportedly joined the Millionaires Club. Their spin-off show, their clothing line, their endless stream of appearances. It's all added up to a rather impressive fortune.
Millionaires. From crying on TV and selling bedazzled leggings. Okay, I officially need to lie down. This is too much for my cynical heart to process.
Well, it's a testament to their hustle, their ability to capitalize on their fame, and perhaps our insatiable appetite for their particular brand of chaos. Love them or hate them, you can't deny their business acumen.
All right, so what about those who haven't quite reached millionaire status, but they're still raking it in? Who are the other power players in the 90-day financial game?
Well, there's David and Annie. They've cultivated a surprisingly successful brand around their quirky personalities and their, shall we say, unconventional love story. They've got a cooking show, a line of Thai sauces, and they're constantly, popping up on various 90-day spin-offs. They managed to turn their 15 minutes of fame into a sustainable and quite profitable career.
It's fascinating, isn't it? We get so invested in these lives, these relationships, but we often, forget that there's a whole business machine chugging along behind the scenes. It's like watching a carefully choreographed dance, but we're only paying attention to the dancers and not the puppet master pulling the string.
Exactly. We get caught up in the drama, the tears, the relationship roller coaster, and forget that these are real people.
Yeah.
Making very calculated decisions about how to, best leverage their newfound platform.
So next time I'm watching a 90-day couple bicker about a prenuptial agreement, I should be thinking about their potential earnings from a sponsored post about a divorce lawyer.
Perhaps. Or maybe just appreciate the complex interplay of love, fame, and capitalism that makes this reality TV universe so utterly compelling.
This has been a truly eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I need to go back and rewatch every season of 90 Day Fiancé with this, newfound knowledge. It's like seeing the show through a whole new lens.
Indeed. And it begs the question, what other secrets are lurking beneath the perfectly filtered surface of our favorite reality TV shows?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to, save that for another deep dive. But before we wrap up this 90-day saga, I have to ask, what's the most, outrageous money-making scheme you've come across in your research? Give me the good stuff.
Well, there's the story of Stephanie Matto and her, shall we say, unconventional entrepreneurial venture. She started out selling jars of her farts.
Wait, hold on. Rewind that. Jars of farts.
You heard correctly. It was a surprisingly lucrative venture, at least for a while.
Okay, I'm officially speechless. That's a level of hustle I can't even comprehend.
But as with many, reality TV adjacent business ventures, it was ultimately short-lived. Apparently, the strain of producing such, unique content took a toll on her health. And she was forced to retire from the, shall we say, aromatic entrepreneurial world.
Well, there you have it, folks. If there's one thing we've learned today, it's that the 90 Day Fiancé universe is a wild, unpredictable, and surprisingly profitable place.
A place where tears can be turned into dollar signs. And even the most, bizarre ideas can find a market. It's a world where the line between reality and, carefully constructed narratives blurs. And where everyone seems to be playing the game. Except maybe us, the viewers.
So the next time you find yourself glued to the screen, marveling at the latest 90-day train wreck, just remember, you might not be the only one watching for the drama. There's a whole industry built around capturing your attention. And these savvy reality stars are they're masters at turning that attention into cold, hard cash.
It's a fascinating, albeit slightly unsettling, glimpse into the inner workings of fame, influence, and the ever-evolving landscape of the entertainment industry.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. Is it all just a game? Are we all just pawns in a, grand reality TV scheme?
Yeah.
Or is there something, genuine, something real, lurking beneath all the carefully crafted narrative and the sponsored posts? We'll leave you to ponder that. So, next time I see one of those 90-day stars, dramatically sobbing about, love lost or dwindling bank account, I'll remember. They might just be laughing all the way to the bank. Babe, I mean, think about it. From those, carefully curated Instagram posts to those, those oh-so-personalized Cameo shout-outs, these folks have turned reality TV into a surprisingly lucrative business.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Does knowing the financial, machinations behind these shows, does it change how you see them? Does it, I don't know, does it diminish your enjoyment, or does it just add another layer of intrigue to the whole thing, the whole spectacle?
Personally, I think it makes it more entertaining, honestly. It's like watching a game unfold, knowing that everyone, is in on the joke, except maybe us. The viewers.
Perhaps. It certainly adds a new dimension to the whole to the experience. And it really says a lot about, our fascination with fame, our insatiable appetite for drama, and ever-evolving landscape of influencer culture.
Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the wild, wacky, and surprisingly profitable world of 90-Day Fiancé finances. I mean, we've
Pulled back the curtain.
exposed the truth behind the tears, uncovered those savvy business moves of these reality TV stars.
And remember, next time you find yourself, sucked into the latest 90-day drama, just remember there's a whole other story unfolding behind the scenes, a story of, social media empires, entrepreneurial ventures, and that ever-evolving dance between authenticity and, carefully crafted narratives.
Yeah. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and maybe think twice before shelling out $100 for a personalized message from your favorite reality TV star. You never know; they might just be using that money to fund their next questionable business venture.